Well, good morning, everybody. It's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk from the left side of the Atlantic in my nice mug.
And it is a nice mug, yes. However, it's Pilgrim from the correct side of the Atlantic with the all new, get one today, edible Guido mug. There it is.
Edible?
You can eat it and drink.
You can't eat it.
Hey, edible.
You cannot eat it. Gio forgot his coffee. How do you?
Oh no!
But he did not forget to subscribe, so I do appreciate that. The good news is, I can't see you in the audience, so if you got up and walked and got your coffee, I would have no idea.
Yeah.
None. I would have no idea. Good morning. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. Looks like we'll get to it, but Wargaming has decided to pull out of Russia and Belarus. That's big news. Yeah. We got a birthday coming up with North America, so still cruising. That's nice. I did 4, maybe 5, and we'll end up with maybe 7 279 early alliance missions done with honors within the last 2 days, and we'll talk about that because
Okay. And do you need to talk about you paid somebody to do it, or
no? It was. I will tell you that it felt like cheating, but it was completely above board how I did it. I saw a video, and the guy's name is the channel's called Incoming. I actually couldn't find it again. It's a really small channel. I did subscribe. I got to dig through my subscriptions, but I have like hundreds of them. So I need to go find the channel, find the video, and post it for everybody. But we'll get to that on how I did that.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm going to knock out a couple more today. So that'll be cool. And then I'll be much closer to the 279 early. But anyway, channel news. Let's see. What do we got? Well, the 279 thing. I sort of shifted gears over to that and was messing around with it just because I saw a video and I was like, nah, there's no way it's that easy. Guess what? It is.
It is. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Next stream will be Thursday. That's my day off, so expect that.
I shall be there this time, unlike the last time where I failed as your wingman and buggered off to DayZ.
And then got turned into a zombie.
Yeah, I did actually. I failed miserably at DayZ.
Actually, that was a couple days later, wasn't it? A couple days later.
Yeah, I think you put the kibosh on me, mate. Yeah.
I put that voodoo on you. Oh, Rubas, what's happening? Wayne, Artillery Bugs, Gator, Bonzi, Stickler, Attack Crows. Geo's in the house, poor old Sod. Right on. Welcome, everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Will we be meeting on next Sunday? Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, Easter,
is that Easter Sunday?
Yeah.
I will be here. Pilgrim will have to decide whether he makes it or not.
No, I'll be here. We're having Easter Saturday. For want of a better word, yeah.
There you go. I'll be here on to get the whole fam family together?
Yeah, on the Saturday, though, because it's like, I don't know, it's just easier on the Saturday.
There you go. There you go.
You know how it is.
Yep. So we will have one next week for those of you who would like to partake.
Cool.
I think that's pretty much it for. I don't have a whole lot more. You got any more channel news? I don't have anything else.
Well, is it going to be just to expand that? Is it going to be an Easter theme? Do we have to wear bunny hats or bunny girl suits or bring Easter eggs? I've been talking about wearing my bunny girl suit.
We could do some kind of Easter egg themed thing. We don't. I mean, but no, there'll be no bunny suits.
RNG could have an Easter egg.
He could.
Yeah, he could, couldn't he? He could say yes.
He could for a change. Maybe. Is it up for yes?
Well, yes, it is up for yes. It's always down though, isn't it?
Right.
It's always down.
It's strange how that works. He always says no. He always
says no. I think it's sort of aimed at me. I think it bypasses you because of your CC aura, and it keeps just hitting me like on the shoulder, like that. A chip on the shoulder.
It's 1,000 little cuts. It's 1,000.
Yeah, by 1,000. Yeah, absolutely. Little pokes in the back. Hot tub Sunday. Good idea, Wayne.
Hot tub.
I'll get my bunny suit on and we'll get a hot tub going. We'd all wear his tank top.
Bunny suit hot tub, just all soaked in that bunny suit, all bedraggled because it's all
getting a bit floppy because of the steam.
God, that would be so creepy. That would be.
Wouldn't it just be creepy?
Odd Dog coming down to Pensacola. Nice. Yeah, I was over there a couple weeks ago actually. I was looking at a college over there for the son. Rabbit.
Cool.
Yeah, rabbit stew. Hey, Ambo, how are you? All right, let's go to missions and specials because we have some things coming up for that. I'm going to jump over to the website. So we have kind of weird how this went down. I don't know if you were all tracking this, but the 11th anniversary article kind of went up Friday, and the sign up is open, and they have some packages out there, I guess, which I don't see right now because I have not signed up. So I'm assuming once you sign up, you get the special packages. Is that true?
Well, it'd be interesting to find out how you sign up because I've got no idea.
Oh, no, you know how to sign up. It's over here.
No.
Yeah, your team. You picked a team.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, I just thought I'd got
Yeah. So go to the depot, guys. Don't ask me why it's in the depot. I don't know.
That's right.
It shouldn't
you
be
get
in
that
the
little parachute, don't you?
Should it not be here in missions and then over here on events? But because it's a local event, I think that's probably what it is. It's a local NA event, not a Wargaming wide event. Right, so it's probably not going to live here, and they didn't put it in this missions tab because they want you to sign up. So you're going to go to Depot.
Yeah.
You're going to come down here.
That's the one.
You're going to click on that.
Have a little red light on it anyway, if you haven't been there.
Yeah, if you haven't been there. You're going to click on birthday, and then Pilgrim took Sherman. So we're going to cross the national streams, and I'm going to take Team Cavalier. Now, before you do that, I know what I'm doing. Before you click anything, we're going to go through a couple deals because it depending on the team you pick, there are specials involved. So if you're interested in those, you want to be careful which one you choose. Also, these missions are not going until Monday. This is why it's a little bit weird. So I'm going to confirm Team Cavalier.
Right.
There we go.
That's the reason why I didn't go Team Cavalier, because if they had a Cromwell, maybe I would go Team Cromwell. So I just defaulted to Sherman because the Cavalier is just a bag of nails, to be honest.
just a box of rocks.
Box of rocks, yeah.
All right, affirmative. It said I got something. What did I got?
Decals. You get a load of decals.
Oh, I got 6 decals. Okay. So let's go back to our repose in the coffee shop, and let's see. I'm gonna refresh this page. What I'm curious about before we dive into those, we'll go ahead and shill. I know we're going back and forth here, but I was curious if any specials showed up, but it doesn't appear so.
Oh, you mean in the shop?
Yeah, I thought there were things you could buy.
Yeah.
Are they in the store? Perhaps they're in the store.
Well, they could be in game store, couldn't they? But nothing's changed for me. I've still got, when we get the shill on, I've still got all the same stuff that was in there.
All right, well,
no idea.
We'll just stumble through that as we go. But before we get there, let's just get the blue lights rolling.
Oh yeah. Here we are.
See what we can buy.
There we go. Blue light special. Here we go. Get your hands in your wallets, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. So the Renagadi is there.
Yeah, good tank.
$48. The Barask, which is one of the top tier 8 premium mediums, is available, and you can get that the cheapest for, holy cow, $49. No, there's 4 items. What else? Oh, the style. You get the 1998 ZZ-10 style. You cannot buy it just alone. Apparently, you cannot buy it just alone, from what I can tell. Yikes! That sucks.
So there's no standard.
No, you have to. You must take the 3D style and pay them $50 for the Barask.
Nice.
Makes I think the same thing as with the Renegade, because you've got the.
Yeah, you've got the 2D skin with the Renegade.
Yeah, Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah. So if you want those good tanks, then you're going to pay, my friends. T-38 shielded, it's a tier 5 or some such thing. E-75 TS is pretty good. It's near the top of the premium heavies.
It's got the deluxe version has styles as well.
Yeah, so it looks like they're all loaded down with the styles. No. What? I think the E75 does have the fencing on the side as the standard. So this does not have a style on it, so you can get it for 42. What this has gold and a style.
Yeah. And then the Supreme is like over $100, isn't it?
It's just all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this one you can get base model. This one you get the style, but you're also going to have to shell out for 4,000 gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then the top package is 15,250 gold with the style, with 5 more items, whatever that is. Be some sort of directives, I guess, or stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I mean, that's over what, £84 sterling. So that's going to be what, $150.
Why isn't it when they sell these, you can't get it just the tank?
Yeah, exactly.
Just the tank and the 3D style for every one of them. Just the tank and the style.
Yeah.
As the 2 bottom levels.
Yeah.
Well, how come every single one of those offerings does not have that?
Well, it just, for me, as a marketing adventure or marketing venture, surely that's where you would start the package and then work your way up. And those who want to spend $150 on a package will. But those who want the tank and can't afford that or don't want to spend that, get the tank anyway. And you made more sales. I don't know.
It's just the cynical BS because this is a really popular tank.
Yeah.
So they're going to toss the 3D style on there. Yeah. And if you want that tank, you're going to end up paying 50, even though technically the tank is, 42 or whatever, 39 or whatever the base price is.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, and this has been my point the whole time, if your price point wasn't so dopey, you'd sell more of them. So overall, you would make more money.
That's what I mean. Absolutely. Because everybody would quite happily, I guess, not everybody, but a large number of people would happily pay $30, $40 for something, as opposed to $150 or $100 or whatever.
But the counter to that, though, is the false scarcity thing that they like to try to do.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
right. If it's priced high, if they sold a lot of them at a good price, people would buy them, and then that income stream would kind of dry up. I mean, they got the money then, but at the same time, you sort of develop this false scarcity of, ooh, I want that, and I want to have that tank. I don't know.
Yeah, that is that.
The Lance and C is out there as well. It's this one you can get for the base, just the base model without stuff all over it.
Oh, can you?
It's middle of the road.
Yeah.
Its stats are about middle of the road for a tier 8. Although a lot of people like it because it does have nice mobility and a pretty decent gun and
got quite a high velocity speed, hasn't it? The shells. It is quite high.
I don't remember.
Am I right in that? The Lance and C?
I don't remember if it has high velocity or not. Maybe.
I seem to remember reading it somewhere. Possibly. I'll check later.
The Object 244 is arguably the best, if not one of the best tier 6 heavy tanks. Believe it or not. Performance-wise, that's just the truth. This tank is very popular, but it's middle of the road in terms of performance. But it's a good tank. Kampfpanzer 07 is one of the better tier 8s. It's in the top 10.
A right pain in the arse to play against. They are.
It is. It's like a little perma-auto loader. Just keeps hitting you.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just keeps hitting you. Absolutely.
Annoying little bugger. All right. So that's the tank. Quite a bit, actually. Quite a few tanks for sale that are good tanks that people might like to have. The gold stuff is standard. Premium count is standard. Vehicles, this is all the stuff we just went through. I don't think there's anything else to add here. No. And then we've got specials, which are not featured, but are featured sometimes.
Yeah. Exactly the same as everything else you've just gone through. Just as an aside, if anybody hasn't gone to Battle Pass and whatever the offers were, remember there was a little package you could buy.
It's gone.
And we all sort of said probably leave it till towards later on into the Battle Pass timing. I think now is the time, if you haven't done it, is around about now you need to look at buying that, and that'll give you the boost you want. It's
gone
already?
It's already gone. It's not here.
Oh, you're joking.
No, they that ended Friday or something like that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I got it straight away, but I think a lot of people were going to try and leave it till the last minute and then get it.
Yeah,
I didn't realise it was this weekend. Okay.
I don't know if we threw that out last week on Coffee Talk or if I talked about it on stream, but yeah, it's gone. Can't do it. I can't wrap my mind around that one.
You're going to say to them why?
Well, I think it's related to what we were just talking about. For some reason, they felt they wanted to do the hard sale, right? But they also kind of advertised that fact late. Like it was just a pop up.
Yes.
It was a pop up article and said, "Oh, by the way, we're stopping this early."
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see it because I bought it. Okay, there you go. Cliffy's got it. It's available to the 15th. Okay, there you go. So good, you can get it.
Right. Well, yeah, for me, I would suggest if you haven't got it, get it. If you can afford it and want it, get it because it's it just adds a little bit to the whole battle pass.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Now the 15th, I guess really that's not that big a deal because that's only like 15 days before the end of the battle pass, right?
Yeah.
Or no. Battle pass goes to May. Is that right?
Yeah, May 29th.
Okay, so that's a full month actually.
Yeah.
In a week or so.
Yeah.
Yes, May 29th. Never mind. So again, I'm back to I don't know why it would stop early. I can't figure that one out.
Why wouldn't it be until May the 29th? I mean, I don't know.
unless mechanically you if you had finished it already and then when stage 4 starts you bought it, it would dump a bunch of points and maybe they just didn't want to mess with that.
All right.
Or they didn't want to give that capability, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. I think you're right.
So that's the only guess, other than randomness, which is always possible.
Yeah. We'll come on to the decision to leave Russia and Belarus later on in subjects du jour.
Oh yeah, we're going to cover that, guys. Absolutely.
We will cover it. Yeah.
I mean, feel free to discuss among yourselves as usual.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. First time chat from a viewer. Elks Diablox.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. But I guess I haven't done a lot of Clan Wars on the NA server, but yeah, you're right. There was those particular modes where you just felt it was slightly special, so you would get nice rewards for it. So yeah, I know where you're coming from, mate, with that.
All right. So go ahead.
Sorry, finish Battle Pass. I'll tell you, Bugs, finish Battle. I'll tell you, Bugs, you have nothing better to do. That's the problem. You need to go out for a bit. Take a day out somewhere. Go to the coast and paddle in the sea.
Did you use the reinforcements or did you just do it?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
actually.
I wonder if he actually used the reinforcement, or did he just blaze through it? So I think that's connected to why maybe they're going to cancel. They've turned that reinforcements thing off a little early because people who've blasted through it and then are waiting for Chapter 4, they could then buy the reinforcements and get a jump on the tank.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
All right, so we're
not actually playing today, Lee. Lee's just asking what tier are we doing. Coffee Talk is Coffee Talk. Guido does stream during the week, and I sort of jump in on the odd day when I'm around. Or sometimes I just bugger off to Daisy. But sorry, but well, I mean, this is just Coffee Talk. We just talk through Guido's week, my occasional day, and anything else that comes up. To be honest,
right now we're shilling because all the money I make
Wargaming.
from selling wargaming products.
Buy an edible mug.
Doesn't
You
happen.
can eat these.
That's not true at all. There's a weekend discount thing going on. There's a lot of stuff for sale actually. So it's a ×5 for one, which is nice.
Yeah.
You've got the good conversion. We just had the bad conversion with 1 to 35. Why are there two different kinds?
I don't know. And why did they do it knowing that the 40 was coming out? Because a lot of people wouldn't have known that was happening. They would have converted all the 35, and then now it's a 40.
So we're gonna get into this we're gonna get into this a little bit in subjects du jour.
Yeah.
But it ends up looking greedy.
Yes, it does.
Now I don't necessarily care about companies being greedy, really, because I can control my impulses to buy or not buy something. Yeah. But when you do these kind of shady, cheesy, I like to use the word cheesy instead of greedy, because it's chintzy, ticky-tack, cheesy crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whether it's by design or by error doesn't really matter, because the optics are the same.
No.
Right? No. What a person sees is there was a 1 to 35, and then very soon after that, a 1 to 40. It wasn't the other way, was it?
No.
No. It was
never advertised either. It was never said, look, listen, guys, it's up to you. We're going to have a 40 as part of the package for the anniversary, or whatever this whole weekend is. Because that would be counterintuitive, wouldn't it? To tell people, hang on, don't do the 35.
So it's understandable that because this is a regional birthday event, now I know EU is doing it too, but I think I don't know if the awards are different, but I think they've structured it maybe a little bit differently. Maybe it's the same. Anyway, it's not the whole game. It's which has more meaning now since the RU is changing, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, get to that.
It is kind of understandable that overall there was a big event that was 1 to 35, and then the regional guys did their thing, and they were able to convince them to let them do a 1 to 40 because that's cool and that's good for the anniversary. So it's understandable that could be a mistake or not planned, as in we didn't mean to, entice people to use their gold.
They didn't correlate the two.
Yeah, but it wasn't malicious. It wasn't on purpose. No. But the optics make it look like that, and B, one and B, why is there even a 1 to 35 and a 1 to 40?
Yeah, what? Yeah,
I don't even know why isn't there a 1 to 25 or a 1 to 37 or a 1 to 22 and 8.8? It's...
Who made that one up?
So it's self-inflicted wounds was what I put that in the CC thing all the time when they do stuff like this. Why are there so many self-inflicted wounds with this company?
Yeah.
Things that just look, the optics are bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's I'm with Gator all the way. I think it is just bad communication between not only the different servers, but departments within the same server. I just think it's terrible communication. Somebody will have a bright idea, run with it, and nobody else knows about it, but it becomes part of the game, and then you're like, what?
Very shady's got. He says, screw it, just make it 1 to 50.
Yeah, that's it. Just leave it
that is an idea whose time has come.
It has.
Good idea. Consumables 50% off. Very nice.
Ooh,
guys, if you don't do this, you should. You should buy large kits while they're on sale, and save a bunch.
Yeah, and then when you've got a load, sell them all when it's full price, and you can make something.
Do not sell any of your consumables right now, though, because you will only get half price for the sale.
But then you can buy them back half price and sell them full price, can't you?
Not in this universe, Pilgrim.
What?
Not
serious?
Not in this universe. However, you can buy them, and then if you need that cash back, sell them and not lose anything. You're basically just storing your credits in a different form when you buy them at half price, because when you sell them, you will get that same price back. So you really...
So I could buy lots of silver using gold, then buy lots of consumables, then sell them back, and I save money.
Yes, and
is that where it's at?
Right.
Right. Okay.
Do not confuse the impressionable young gamers, my friend. I don't know if there's even one of those watching. Probably not. But
he young. He knows what he's doing.
It's a safer crypto investment, but it's actually a valid point, because if down the road say you spent $10 million on this stuff, even $20 million. It doesn't. You could spend as much as you wanted. If you wanted that cash back, all you got to do is sell them to get the cash back.
But not have them on auto replace. On your tank.
Well, you're going to use them. It's not like you're going to use thousands of them in a couple weeks. Like if you bought 500, you could get your cash back if you needed to buy something later on.
But using gold to buy the silver, to buy the consumables. Is this what we're saying? I'll try that later on.
You are obfuscating the point. You're muddying.
Yeah, I'm confusing people now.
You're muddying the waters here.
Well, they're not muddy. It's quite simple in
Murky.
the world of pilgronomics.
You've murked up the water. You have murked up the water. C-Play is making puns. C-Play is trying to make puns out there, and you're not paying attention to them because you're muddying the waters.
Higher puns? What? Higher puns? What are they?
C-Play.
They're not giving much traction, right?
Customizations, 50% off. Equipment, that's a good one. 50% off for equipment. That's probably one of the most valuable. Same idea there as well. You can sell that stuff back if you need to. But if you've got tanks that need equipment, 50% off of equipment is a big deal because you're talking a 600,000 silver whatever that you get for 300. That's awesome. And you can see the rest of it right here. Now here's the other thing I wanted to talk about in self-inflicted wounds and cheesiness with wargaming. Decals are 50 off, my friend.
Yeah.
Decals are 50 off. Discounts exclude Czech heavy tanks and U.S. Yo tanks.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Why not? Why not? Why? Or why not? What is the question there? Why?
So not only is it the most recent released line, it's also the second most recent, which I don't even know how long ago that was. 6 months? A year? When did the Czech
I would imagine most people have gone through the whole process of that. So why? Why?
I don't even agree with the Yo tanks. What are you possibly gaining the company by? And these are tech tree tanks, not gold tanks.
Yeah.
Boy, we're gonna.
Here's the thing. Let me just push this in as off the top of my head. Not even thought about it. If they have a calculation, I can't remember the name of the word for it, but if they have a calculation that they employ within the idea of grinding tanks, that is a monetarization calculation.
I'm sure they do.
They want people to grind. They don't want people to have an easy grind. They want people to have to go to the gold store, buy gold to get whatever it is to help the grind.
Yeah.
So if they make the grind too easy, the last two lines that have come out in any way, shape, or form, they're losing money. Guess? Well, maybe I don't know.
I would venture to say that's exactly why they've done it.
Right.
100%. Yeah. This is all about everything they do. Every part of this design is wrapped around monetization. So they have a number of money of what they think they lose when they give a 15% discount on a tier 10 tank per player.
Yeah. The algorithm, that was the word. There must be an algorithm.
Well, it's however they monetize it, whatever they're doing with the.
Yeah.
But again, it's the same argument. I think in my mind anyway. The optics are crappy, and I can't see as it matters that much. And when you give people stuff they like, they stick around more. Don't give away the farm. I mean, a 15% discount on a tier 8 to 10 tank is not giving away the farm.
No, it's not, is it? It's giving away the duck.
Yep. Just this one chicken.
It's just one chicken.
You got 50 chickens, dude. You can give away one. Maybe it's even just giving away one egg.
It could well be just an egg.
You're not even giving the chicken. You're not even giving the dang chicken. You're just giving one egg. Chicken will make another egg.
Yeah, well, that's the point. You're now providing your customer with a renewable resource. So you give him an egg, it hatches into a chicken, which lays more eggs. You're making more of the capitalist society than ever, aren't you?
When they make these kind of decisions, it makes them look like they're worried that somehow they're going to give away the golden goose.
Oh no! You see that one,
right? They're like, we cannot give away the golden goose.
No,
That's
kept the clan wars out.
that's 15% of a tier 10 tech tree tank. You can't just willy-nilly give people that kind of discount.
No, what's that all about?
We're gonna have
You got the CEO jumping up now, going, "No,
we'll have to turn off the electricity.
yeah, we'll have to sack everybody.
Yeah.
Just have one person in a flat cap in the corner of the building."
It's cheesy. It's cheesy. All right, that was enough of that. Those are out there. So if you want to partake, remember they go. Oh no, do they go away or do they? Are these the weekend? Do they end on this weekend? They do. April 12th. That's.
Can we just come back to the word of chicken?
Oh, hold on, man. You can actually do this on Monday too. So
can you? Okay,
yeah. So today is not the last day. So you have choices, my friends. You can do this on Monday tomorrow.
Yes.
What about the chickens, Pilgrim? What do
The word chicken, right? In parlance of my good lady and the area where she and I come from, they're not chickens. They're chicken.
Chickens.
They're chicken. Yeah, chicken. Chickens.
So my daughter, tangent number one, my daughter was a little picky in terms of what she would eat when she was very young.
Okay.
She liked chicken.
Most girls are.
Yeah, she liked chicken. Chicken nuggets, chicken that, chicken the other. So our dear friend who's 2 doors down, also, it's another couple that we've been at multiple assignments together because we both flew the 15s. But she came upon the idea that one day she had pork. And and my daughter's like, what is it? And she goes, it's pork. And she saw the frown coming on. She goes, it's pork chicken.
Brilliant.
So we had several neighbors around where the kids all ran back and forth, and this idea got out. When you're trying to feed my daughter, you tell her it's hamburger chicken, it's pork chicken, it's steak chicken, it's whatever chicken, everything's chicken. So a couple years later, we'd been there for about 2 years, so she's getting a little bit older, and one day she's like, asked our friend, "Hey, what's for Miss M? What's for dinner?" And she says, "Chicken." And my daughter goes, she's probably like 5, whatever. She goes, "Chicken, chicken, chicken. All we ever have is chicken."
Can't I have anything else? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So that's where you get trapped in the device of your own making.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right? You've out-clevered yourself. Yeah. The child is starting to those gears are grinding, and the child is calling you, right? She lays the cards down. She's like, "I'm calling your bluff." Yeah. I have 4 aces.
All my friends have beef burgers, and I have a beef chicken burger. Why?
Yeah. I have 4 aces. What do you got, lady?
Yeah.
I just got the fact that we've been lying to you for 2 years. That's all I got.
That's terrible, isn't it? Beer chicken, I think. That's that. Yeah, everything does taste like chicken. Poor old
chicken. All we ever have is chicken. Well, about that.
Brilliant.
All right, hunt the sheriff, my friends.
The old bunny.
Now you said maybe you didn't get signed up, huh?
Yeah, I went on this morning because I didn't realise it had opened up on Friday. So I went to the forums this morning, and of course Crazy Boop has got it, and it's like 12 pages of volunteers. So I'm like, no way I'm getting in there then, is there? Because
I think Commander AF said there's only 100 slots.
100 slots, yeah.
That's what I heard in her video, and I don't know if that's necessary. I mean, I'm assuming it's true. It's what she said.
Well, that's not a lot for a server of the size of the NA, is it, really?
So that may be OBE for everybody here. 300. Melody says 300. Oh, okay.
All right.
I could have swore she said 100.
Yeah, she did say 100, but where's the 300 from? Is that on the website?
That's a random number Mel Deeth just threw in chat.
Yeah.
Just because now that it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, teams per team.
Oh, per team.
She had a team. So how many teams are there? I don't know how many teams there are.
That's right, because she said my team.
She did. Said, 3 teams. There you go. So there are 300 slots. Very good.
Her special. Randall's being rude.
What?
100 slots were her special slots. Stop being rude, man, Randall.
No one was rude till you said that.
Oh, were they? Is it just my horrible mind?
It is your horrible mind.
Oh, dear. wouldn't mind.
Hashtag
No, I'm not
cancel
going
Pilgrim. Hashtag cancel Pilgrim. All right.
She's got nice hair. Her hair's nice. There you go.
Join the events. You're horrible. You're horrible. Horrible. All right.
I know.
There's a CC showcase coming up in April, guys. It is these people. We've got Junkers, Shiru, Watchick, True Voodoo. Watchick's a friend of the channel. True Voodoo, Lady May, friend of the channel. Steel Guts, a friend of the channel.
Right.
So all good streamers. Junkers is very good. Watchick's a lot of fun. Down to earth person. True Voodoo is a pretty good player. Has a lot of knowledge, actually. A lot of knowledge. Lady May is she's hilarious, very funny, and Steel Guts. Great down-to-earth guy and likes light tanks. So if you want to see a lot of light tank play, you can check out Steel Guts. He is also, I think, pretty closely involved with Skill's clan in NA, the Baboons. He was the commander.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know if he currently is, but he was at one point.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I've got a joke about lipstick if you want. No, it's just Pale Jedi mentioned she wears too much lipstick. I've got a joke about lipstick as a tangent.
Against my better judgment, go ahead.
Okay, fella goes to the doctor.
I have no judgment.
He's got this ring around his doodah, coloured ring around his doodah.
I was right. I should have said no.
Yeah, you should have done.
Yeah.
And he goes, what? Doctor, I've got this red ring around me doodah. I can't get rid of it. And he goes, okay, so he give him some medication, some cream, rub that on 3 times a day. Come back next week. So he came back next week. He says, still here, doctor. I can't get rid of it. He goes, oh, I'm not sure what this is, he said. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, go and take this bottle of liquid. Try that. And then let me know if
Hold on a minute.
Are you
right.
muting me?
No, I just wanted to make sure there was no wargaming stuff up. All right, go ahead.
All right. And he phoned the doctor. He went, doctor, he said, that's amazing. He said, it went off first time. I didn't have to use it for the week or anything. He said, what was it? He said, it was lipstick remover. Sorry. Sorry. There you go. It's an old joke. I don't know who the fellow was who was wearing lipstick.
And he's gone. No, I'm just kidding. And he's got canceled. Pilgrim's got a little piss and vinegar in him today.
Oh dear, yes.
You're a little extra spicy today, my friend.
I think so.
All right.
Edible. Get one today.
Let's change the subject quickly. Help. All right. Where were we? Oh, we were still shilling.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, 11th anniversary. There was more to it.
Yes.
That's the wrong article. So, back to what I was talking about earlier. It was a bit goofy. You can sign up now. There's the discounts till Monday, and then there's an event starting on Monday. Yes.
Right.
Which has missions, and they are tied to what you pick. So, how to join the team, in case you forgot what I did, is in this article. It tells you right here how to do it. This is the missions. There's a 7-stage reward thing going on. There's credit discounts, blah, blah, blah. And this is what it looks like. So, if you're Team Sherman, then you can get these packages, which I did not see. So, I'm assuming they don't... Hold on, are they in the store?
I think you have to do one battle, do you not?
Oh, is that what it is?
But you should be in the store.
Okay.
You should be in the store, I think.
What's it say? Office available both teams as long as you do not concede no mistable. Oh, it may take up to 1 hour for the bundle offers to appear in the game client. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, it's in the client. All right, so it must be in the store or something.
All right.
Or maybe it's over in the depot. It has to be in the store, doesn't it? Let's see if it showed up for me. Specials, tanks, stuff, and things. And
Like you can buy either sides, irrespective of who you sign up for.
Oh, well, there you go.
You probably end up buying both.
How does he know that? Probably read the
I don't
article.
know.
Why would you read the article?
Clippy.
Why would you read the article? It's ridiculous.
Why would you when you got Clippy?
I don't see it here. I don't know where it lives. Anybody know where it lives? Chuck it down in chat. Is it actually in the depot? Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Pick them up starting April the 8th. Start this anniversary special right. You'll get them immediately once you've joined a team. You can find the offers in the game client in the garage. Click store. You find the anniversary deals in the best. If not, the vehicles.
In the best. Okay. So what we're talking about here is, let's go over to the client. Let's go to store. And the top's the best. Is that right? I believe so. Yes. Best. Battle Pass. We have, and it looks like my stuff's not up here yet. Although I don't know.
It will. Yeah, it'll come in, won't it? At some point.
I think I have all those tanks. So again, I don't know if it'll show up for me or not.
Well, do you, Cliff, you probably know, do you have to actually do one battle or just log in to see the stuff? Maybe you have to do a battle, I'm not sure. Cliff has everything.
Choose team. Each blah, blah, blah. Let's go to the top.
Hedge in the house.
Stage rewards after that. The stage rewards offer a fair distribution of prizes among all participants, no matter when you join a team. All right, well, that's good. The stage... Okay, yeah, the stage rewards through missions are identical, so you're not really making a big... But make sure to check the list of permitted team vehicles before making your decision. Oh, that's right. Because down here is where you've got the... hero tanks for Team Sherman are these. Oops,
yeah.
Can't see it because I'm in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh my gosh, we're losing the plot here, my friend. Woo! All right, here we go.
All right, we're back.
So Team Sherman, these are the hero tanks. Be one of the top 10 base XP, and that will give you 5 anniversary points, with a parentheses here, but not on the other side. What does one parenthesis mean? Does it just open on the end and everything falls out on that?
Yeah,
right side?
yeah, that's exactly it.
Sherman's T20, Pershing's, Patton's, Baby Scorpion, Chrysler, blah, blah, blah. And then we go to the Cavalier team. You've got Cromwell Comet, Centurions, AT, 4202, yada, yada. So the British medium line and the American medium line? Yes. And then a selection of premiums from each country.
Yeah.
Although the Team Sherman has a Polish tank chucked in there just for fun.
Yeah.
And Team Cavalier
but
has...
it is a version of, isn't it?
Oh, this is really gonna please Pilgrim. Look at your allied buddies in there helping you out.
No, they are not. They are not. That's what they are. Them. They're not.
Team Cavalier has 2 Franche Cavaliers. It's a French word, my friend.
Well, I know, but yes, exactly. That's why I didn't pick the bloody thing. If it was a Cromwell, British name, I would have picked it.
Isn't it pronounced something like Cavalier or something like that?
I've no idea. I don't speak frog.
You come down here to this slider. They love these things on their page.
They do.
If you do all 7, it looks like 245 points. It'll at least tell you how many points you need. Boom. So 245 tickets, or what do they call them? Anniversary points. So for each win in the top 10, you get 5, which means you need 245 total to get all those goodies right there. Math in public. How many games is that?
That is...
Ooh.
Oh, how many games in the top 5 you've got to do?
Top 10. Top 10.
Top 10? Okay.
That's a lot.
There's a lot.
Oof.
Well, it's 40, 50 games?
Something like that, yeah.
Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be a win.
Oh, did I say win? Yeah, it's top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10, whatever. Yeah, that's like... It's almost 50. Somebody help me here. 25? Well, it'd be 24 games if it was 10 points, so it's 49 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think. Math in public. Something like that.
Yeah.
And that's not that bad, because it goes on for a while.
Wayne's making. It's, yeah, you get special 5 keys, but Wayne's making that point that we're going to be flooded with US and... Well, we're going to be flooded with just just two types of tanks, or two nations' tanks, aren't they? For people to try and grind all that.
Yeah. None of them are super annoying, though, actually. So it's not like...
No. I mean, you probably play a lot.
Yeah, anyway. None of those are super annoying tanks, so that's not too bad. Yeah, somebody also mentioned you can get some points, a chunk of points, by buying one of these tanks, and they're actually in game. So that's why they're going to be in the client. They're for gold.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So...
Did you just say furry muff?
No.
Oh, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about the things that women put their hands in to keep warm. You know, the muffs. Furry muffs.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Got the wrong glasses on, that's what it is.
All right. Back.
Yeah, you need a 5-second delay for me, mate.
Yeah, you do. Need a buzzer. Okay. All right. So I think we've massacred that, and we have a general idea of what's going on here. You can buy a tank for gold and get a bunch of points. You can see right here, 110, 180, yada, yada. Oh, and there's also Team Cavalier. They have the points as well. So, and I don't think it matters which... It doesn't really matter. From what I understand, you could be on Team Cavalier and buy one of the Sherman things and still get your points. So,
right. Oh.
It's not a bad deal if you have a bunch of gold sitting around from Christmas and you fancy one of these tanks. And there's... Oh, T-26E5. I was thinking that was some other tank. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the Tier 8 Heavy. Which ones of these are good? The 50 TP is pretty good. Chrysler's okay in its element, straight on kind of thing. Super Pershing, I think, has been a solid tank for a long time. This one This one's actually
irrelevant now.
This one's actually down at the bottom these days. Doesn't really do that well. Scorpion it's the Scorpion.
It's artillery bugs. It's the edible mug. It's the one.
Is that what's doing it?
There's
there's something in the mug.
Yeah, it's full of E numbers.
Yeah. He spiked it with his root beer. His ginger beer.
Is there drops on the stream?
Maybe. I am on an upcoming drop campaign, but I don't know if it started today. You guys will have to look. It'll say drops enabled if it is. I'm not looking at my channel, so I don't know. Yeah, I think it starts Monday. So we'll get some on Thursday when I stream. We'll be able to knock some of those out, although I'd imagine most people will be done by then. I don't know how that campaign works, though, whether it's daily or what. I haven't dug into it. Okie doke. I think that's all our shilling. That took a long time to shill. Was that it? Oh, Watt birthday is for a Suma SM rental.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yes.
Subjects.
There was another. Oh no! So no, it's fine. When I watched Commander AF's video this morning, there was 2 codes, but the first code is to get on a team or something. I don't know. It's called. I don't know.
Oh, that was for signing up for her team. But did you need a code? I didn't go to the.
No,
the Google Doc.
I thought it was the code at first for the rental, but
it did seem like that. And then she mentioned something about that's how you do the team. But again, I don't know. It's not very well.
Yeah.
It's not very well. It's weird how it's not very well advertised. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, talking about birthdays, then to be fair, you need to celebrate at the same time, don't you?
What?
Talking about, because it's Watt's birthday, 11 years NA Watt, and you've been in since the beginning, so it's technically sort of your birthday.
It's my birthday.
We should send you lots of presents, shouldn't we?
Yeah, send Guido presents.
Edible mugs, maybe.
I don't know when I signed up in June. I think June 10th, 2011.
Wow.
So. Yeah, so this June will be 11 years for me as well, playing this game, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here it is. World of Tanks, Maker Wargaming. There's a million different articles. I just happen to be on this game. Stop it. World of Tanks maker Wargaming will pull out of Russia and Belarus.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of videos on it. I know Quickie Baby made one, and there's all kinds of forum posts. It's all over Reddit. You can get this information in multiple sources. This does not have the full thing from Wargaming. It just has a few of the quotes, but essentially, but it has a little more context. So they're pulling out of Russia and Belarus, exiting its operation. The company said it's making transition as quick as possible, with all due speed, compliance with laws, and trying to help our employees. Over the past weeks, it's been conducting a strategic review of business operations worldwide. Okay. Now, as we all know, this is probably largely kick-started by the war in Ukraine. So clearly there's a connection there. But it's a really large company and a not dying necessarily, but it has been a declining game.
Yeah.
So I think like anything, it's not just one thing that's going on right here. So the game was born in Minsk, Belarus, by Victor there. There he is looking dapper on the, looks like a tiger. Sorry, panther. In 98, companies made a bunch of games, as you guys all know, World of Tanks being the biggest one. One of the biggest companies in Eastern Europe, which is pretty interesting. Then they moved to Cyprus for the supposedly tax stuff in 2011. But they maintained a couple, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, they had the development office still in Minsk.
Yeah, development. A couple offices. One in Minsk, one in Kiev.
Yeah.
So as of March 31st, they transferred its live games business in Russia and Belarus to local management of Lesta Studio, which they had bought, but they now claim is not connected to them. Although there's no indication of how that is or how that happened or when that happened, although you might be able to dig that information up. I don't know. The company will not profit from this process either today or going forward, Wargaming said. Much to the contrary, we expect to suffer substantial losses as a direct result of this decision. We'll be completing the operational transition during the transition period. The products will remain available. That's probably what most of us are worried about. In terms of gaming, obviously we have to understand that there's obviously a very big event going on in Ukraine, which is affecting people's actual lives, and this is Pixel Tanks.
Oh, yeah.
But in terms of just talking about this company and this game that we like to play and understanding the larger context of overall its place in that is pretty low in terms of lives and livelihoods and whatnot. We're worried then, from a gamer standpoint, will the game stick around?
Yeah.
Seems to be that's the plan, from what I can delve or garner out of this. Products remain available in Russia and Belarus and will be operated by the new owner. All right.
Similar to the Chinese server, because that's a locked-off server, isn't it?
Maybe. I don't know. Are they now going to split off and do whatever they want?
Which means they'll have their own bespoke type tanks available, etc.
But Wargaming does profit from that. That's a licensing agreement. Is this a licensing agreement? Well, there's some verbiage in there that is somewhat vague, even while it looks like it's fairly specific about not profiting from this or going forward. I'll be honest, I don't necessarily believe that.
No,
I think
neither do I.
No. I think in a couple years you might find an article talking about the deal that was made and how it went down and where money's actually going from and to, and holding companies and all the things that businesses do to be able to look like they're doing the right thing while still being a business, a corporation.
There is that word, and you used it, and we have a different word for it, but it's the same thing. You use license, I use franchise. They may well franchise that out to RU, but RU will pay the main wargaming whatever the money on an annual basis or whatever contract basis. So will EU, so will NA, so does China, so does SEA, and so on and so on and so on. You could end up having a franchise of the model. Simple as.
I mean, I suppose it's possible that they just cut that entire part of the business out, looking down the line and trying to figure out how they were going to separate from the game anyway. And maybe it's just a smart downsizing decision on their part, and they'll ride it out with the other markets. I mean, without them telling you exactly what went down in the boardroom and how and what the decision was, why the decision was made.
Yeah.
The public facing thing is, hey, look at us, we're doing the right thing. And okay,
that's it.
That I'm not even going to get into that. That depends on how you feel about the whole thing. But that's definitely the public facing idea is we are, standing in solidarity against this aggression, and we're not going to do business with them.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're saying. Yeah. And with the added thing of we're not going to make any money out of it. Now, I thought that was kind of interesting and unrequired. So the idea that
is, if you make a moral stance, you don't have to then quantify it by saying, and it's going to cost us a lot of money to do this. No, you just get on with it. If you're all making a moral stance, I'm not going to deal with this situation in that way, but on a moral stance. Shut up and put up. Stop talking about it's going to cost you money. What's that mean?
Yeah. That's even mentioning it is kind of why I all of a sudden the hairs on the back of the neck rise, and you're like, all right, what is that? What do you really mean by that? It doesn't matter to me ultimately. Just as a comment on the passing scene,
Yeah.
Obviously, we're all worried about. All right, so what's going to go on with development? Are things going to be paused? Is somebody else now going to develop? Are we going to go in a new development direction? Is it going to be more EU NA centric? Where is the development studio going to be? All these questions that we have as the gamers who like this particular product, internet gaming product. What does this mean ultimately to the future? And right now, it's anyone's guess because there's precious little information in that release.
No, it's a very bland blanket statement of look, and it's the moral stance statement. It's we're doing the right thing, everybody. Because, and I'll be very cynical here, because the rest of the world have drew the shutters down on those two particular locations, Belarus and Russia.
Yeah.
So to do business is impossible if you're inside the shuttered down area. So they had to move purely because, and I'm not saying they're not doing it on a moral stance. What I'm saying is that you've got to also understand that there is a complete practical reason why they can't operate from those two countries.
Well, you make a good point. Some of this could just be very bottom line numbers crunching. That in the current situation and the current forecast of business in those places, when you're trying to cross the border between the West and there, it's too painful and too expensive. And it could just be like, well, yeah, we're losing a fairly lucrative market, but right now we can't really access it anyway. The money's not flowing back and forth based on all the sanction stuff, so we have to cut it off. Otherwise, it's going to drag us down too. So that very well could be part of it. I don't think it's any one thing.
The whole thing. You just had a follow from Pokerface.
Pokerface, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. We're just talking about wargaming moving or stopping operations in Belarus and Russia, and mostly what it means to us as gamers, not necessarily what it means on the overall world stage. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide what that means in your own brains. But yeah, so it's going to be something to watch on what's going to happen.
The future is still there for the game, I believe, for some time yet to come. How it evolves, well, that's down to the business, isn't it?
Right.
As long as the game's still around, I'll play it. One way or the other, as you've said, Guido, it's a pixel tank game. It's not my life, and it's not as important as real life, but it's still a game.
I mean, I don't think there's anything inherently crucial to the development being done in Belarus or Kiev or Minsk or Russia or wherever. It's where you put your office and the people you hire and get in there. And that may have been a very talented group of people, and maybe they keep some of them. The next question is how many of those people are going to move. That might be difficult these days, especially if they happen to be Belarusian. But I'd imagine that it was fairly multinational, more than likely. It's one thing to go, all right, we're going to move our office, and it's quite another to ask a bunch of people who are actually live there in Minsk, like that's their families there, they're lively, they are Belarusian citizens, and to go, oh, hey, why don't you just move on over to wherever? That's not easy. I mean, I think a lot of young people go, oh yeah, you just move where the stuff is, and you can do that, but at some point, that's a huge decision. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think there was a one line in there saying that they would provide substantial compensation for those people who are employed by Wargaming in Minsk. So because they're going to be made redundant, but they'll get a package. So there's no intention of taking everybody. But you're quite right. There's all nationalities work within that team, because I've been on their main website, Wargaming's main website, and they have job offers there. They have recruitment across the world for all various different types of jobs, just none in my trade.
Yeah.
They don't want a logistician. They might need one now.
Poor old sod, that particular one, and they're all actually Wargaming's has actually released the statement itself. And like I said, that particular article was on a website, venturebeat.com. That's where I found it. But if you just Google Wargaming leaving Belarusia or Wargaming leaving Russia, you'll find dozens of articles on it. All the gaming magazines covered it. You'll find the article listed from Wargaming itself, which I think you can actually get. I think you can actually get it on their website.
Push as well. 2-line pushes. Put it.
Well, I think they actually posted it on their actual website here, didn't they?
Oh, did they? Okay. Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah, here we go. So you can actually go here. Let me just show you. You can find it on the website. It's no secret. So here you go. Come down here to right here. So it's buried in the second page. So what you're going to need to do, in case you don't know how to do this, is latest news. Go to all news right there. Click on all news. And then you can find all the old articles. I know most of you probably know that, but in case you don't. And then here, operations update, leaving Russia. And this is the statement. It's not very long. This is the whole thing. Right there. And then everything else is speculation. Some of the background, QB did a big video on it. He did a bunch of speculative stuff. I'm not going to go into all that stuff. Spitfire 853 with the sub. Thanks, man. Welcome and thank you. He did a lot of speculative stuff, and he touched on some of the things we touched on right there. I'm not going to go into any kind of real speculative on what I think is going to happen. I have no idea. This game could shut down tomorrow, and you would have no recourse.
Yeah. No, you've got. I mean, that's part of the EULA. You've got. Right. We don't own anything. We technically we rent everything off the company.
Oh, I didn't know his wife was Belarusian. I did not know. That's interesting.
All right, that's interesting.
I don't want to say that's a bummer. That's not what I mean. That's a difficulty, I would say, for him right now, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I did not know she was Belarusian.
Oh, there you go.
That's tough because there's a lot of. I was discussing this. Let's just without getting. I don't want to get into politics, but I was discussing this with a friend about the nature of that relationship. Not his with his wife, but in Eastern Europe. How
do you know about that?
No, I know nothing about that. I'm just talking about Eastern Europe writ large.
Yeah.
It's very tangled in history.
Yes, it is.
It's very much more. I know someone's going to say, "Oh, he's a Russian apologist." This is not. I'm just talking about the history of the thing.
Yeah.
There's very much more than just Russia kicked down the door into Ukraine, and that's not making any kind of statement on whether it was good or bad. It was bad, and it doesn't mean that I'm saying it's understandable. What I'm saying is, you have to understand.
It's complicated.
You have to understand the politics and the situation in the region to help you understand why this thing might have happened or part of why this thing happened. And it's crazy, man, because there's a lot of feelings and nationalities and ancient conquests back and forth and all the things that have gone on in that part of the world. It's a mess.
Well,
hopefully I tiptoed around that enough that you caught what I was trying to say.
To take the politics totally out of it, you only have to look at a situation like former Yugoslavia became Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, and all the old sort of
Animosities.
complications,
Yeah.
and everything else,
Yeah.
So the whole of that eastern area is like that. It's there's local hatreds and local problems and local, it's just crazy. It's complete. We've been through all that in our history and past. I mean, the United States had its own complications to create the United States. But we're hundreds of years down that, and we've taken.
Well, I think here's the thing. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Pilgrim, but we can't. I don't think we in the West or anyone in the world, any human, we can't discount that all that is still bubbling under the surface.
Yeah, yeah.
I think anybody, 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, would have said this was never going to happen over there. Although there were people warning that, politically, the two sides are wanting their cake and eat it too, and the Ukraine is in the middle of this tussle, and I don't. That's as much as I'm going to get into that part. But think about for we kind of make fun of the French-British thing.
Yeah.
Right. That's not something that just we made up.
No, that's a historical.
That's a historical back and forth animosity. There were wars, there were invasions, there were multiple wars. And then you have the mixing of different cultures because the one going into the other, and that kind of stuff. So that's still there. You and I would laugh and go, "Well, there's no way that's going to go into open warfare, open conflict." But I'm like, that's what we got to guard against. That's why we got to be worried about it and pay attention to what's going on with this stuff.
Yeah. It's all of this is complicated. World politics is complicated, isn't it? You know what I mean? And for a simple soul like me, really, I'd rather just leave it to one side. But you have to be aware of it, I guess. You have to be aware of things.
Now, ultimately, what shouldn't have happened is what happened, and that's what we've got to try to figure out. We the people of this world. That's the especially the stuff that's going on with the civilians, which has happened in every single war that's ever happened in the entirety of history. Again, not excusing it. Don't. Oh, Guido said it's fine to attack civilians. No, that's not what I said. Not even close.
So, and I think that the difference with this particular conflict is that it is so visible, whereas conflicts previously were reported on hard print. Or now social media is so interactive, is that people are seeing this firsthand minutes after it's happened, or days or hours. I mean, it's not 2 months ago this happened and it's now being reported on. So when you get a conflict of this type, I think personally this is the first conflict war that has been reported in so much depth and so much information. You didn't get that in the Gulf. I mean, when we went to the Gulf, there was, not only was there a news ban anyway, but there wasn't that much information available. There was no YouTube channel to watch.
I think what you said has been true for the last 20 years. I think that it's largely what the large media outlets report on is what gets seen. I went on some on like the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Not the absolute paragon of reporting, although I'll be honest, it's more neutral than a lot of places these days on both sides.
Yeah.
But the top stuff is somebody's wedding. It's not the Ukraine war anymore. It's some famous person's wedding. Now they're like a tabloid-ish thing, so that that's kind of how they do their thing. But on other channels, CNN, Fox News, CNBC, a lot of the other channels, the top thing is not necessarily this war anymore. So they've kind of moved on. It's sort of stalemated, and now it's going off into the background. And now, hey, look, shiny thing over here. So
exactly. It's the old magpie, isn't it?
But your point is valid in terms of the amount of recording devices, phones, and stuff people have. There's so much just stuff out there from this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's go back to tanks.
Yeah. Let's get back to tanks. That was a tangent. We don't do politics anyway, do we, man?
No, that was dangerously close. So I wanted to show you guys this because I mentioned it at the very beginning, right? And speaking of crimes against humanity, I think this probably was one. Boom. What is that, Pilgrim?
Really?
What is it?
You used artillery on the 279E missions. You didn't.
I wish I'd come up with this because I would call myself an absolute genius. And this information was probably already out there. I never really dug into and searched for guides on how to do stuff. I know a lot of the really good players have stuff out there for which tanks to use. The 279 early missions are definitely missions you need to do that kind of thing on if you're not going to want to pull your hair out. But what I came across was, again, incoming. Is it one of you guys? I'm sorry if it's one of you guys watching, but I think the channel is called Incoming, and I cannot find the daggum thing again. But he did a great video. It's a small channel, and he showed how he did a bunch of the Alliance missions. So let's do this. Let's look into campaigns. 279 early. We're on Alliance over here. I had 2 of those done yesterday. I now have 6 of them, and the ones I did are all with honors. And it took me a day, like 20 battles, 25 battles.
Does it matter which artillery piece?
It does.
Is it the FB? You have to use the FB.
Well, you don't have to, but it makes it easy mode, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So you can do, with artillery, in the Alliance missions, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 14, and probably 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and probably 7 with 1 artillery.
Good. Great.
1 artillery. All right, so I started with 5. Now here's let's go back. Well, let's talk about this real quick. Because Alliance has 2 countries that have artillery, there's a considerable number of artillery missions, splash and whatnot. Not all of these missions were artillery though. So 5 is stun mission, obviously artillery, right?
Yes, absolutely.
6 is Confederate award. We'll talk about that, but easily done with this artillery. We didn't do 7, 8, or 9. Actually, 8. I think I can do 8. 8 is damage or destroy internal modules. Now, HE is not as good at that as it used to be, but I think, because it also does crew members, I think I can do it with artillery. That's the one I'm not sure about. I'm going to give it a try. 9 for sure is stunning.
Right.
Okay, so I did that. 10 is 2 times the hit points of your vehicle. That vehicle only has, it's only got 450 hit points.
Oh my goodness me! Yeah,
all you need is 900 with artillery, dude.
Absolutely.
And I did it in 4 battles. Actually, I did it in 5 because I got it every battle 5 in a row, and you need 5 of 7 to do the with honors.
Wow.
That leaves 11, which I haven't done. That's the one I'm on now. I've played 1 game and I got it. Stun. What? Oh, enable your allies to cause a total of 1,000 HP of damage to vehicles stunned by you. That's really pretty easy.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
especially at tier 9 or 10.
Yeah, that's not very much.
No.
Nearly every... I'll talk about this a little bit more, but nearly every time I did one of those other missions, I also got this. I'll just say it right now. Nearly every time I did one of the Arty missions, it would have worked for any of the other Arty missions.
Good grief.
All right. 13.
See, I'm going to start digging my arty out now. What's this?
And then 14. This is probably one of the easiest ones with Arty. Cause damage to 30 different vehicles in 7 battles. I mean, you can get 8, 10 vehicles in 1 battle with Arty.
Yeah. Well,
you might go, well, not a high tier because they don't reload very quickly. But good point, except invalid. This is how this thing is set up. I have the small gun on it.
Oh, okay.
I have the 5.5-inch gun, which is still reasonable. Now, it is not the gun that's going to go out there and just whack people and dominate, with damage and whatnot. But it is the gun that is going to hit people quickly. Look at my reload, 17.06.
Right, okay, incoming. What about the Bachats then? Are they not also? They
don't reload that fast.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I looked at potentially putting the small gun on the 53-55, but it wasn't quite as fast as this one. And it wasn't as good. Also, you can't see this, but I'm going to move Pilgrim here because I want to show you what I did. I'm
going to get all queasy.
Yeah, I went total tryhard mode on this. I've got purple rammer, purple vents, and bounty gun laying drive on this thing. Using a vent directive, food. The crew's not great, but really all they really need is brothers in arms.
Right.
There's a couple of the gun handling things that help a little bit, and that's what they're working on right now. But Brothers in Arms is the key.
Yeah.
So like I said, food, all this stuff, and I've got a 17.06 second gun load, and I'm telling you, man, it's easy mode.
In some ways, I'm totally and utterly disgusted in you, and in other ways, I'm admiring your panache. You know.
That's right, French's coalition. Thank you, Cliffy. So your only choices are in terms of this is the U.S. line and the French line.
French line.
And sorry, geez, U.S. line and British
UK
line. U.S. line and UK line.
All right.
This is the
says you can check out Rocketman's guide to it as well. So
yeah.
There'll be stuff on that.
Well, I'll have to do that because let's go back into it. Eventually, I've got to do the other missions, but this is the most movement I've had. As you can see, I've only got I've been at this for a while. I've only got 2 unions, 1, whatever this is, block, and 1 coalition. And I've already cranked out, 4 of these in one day.
Right. Well, that says everything, doesn't it?
Yeah. So let's break them down a little bit. We go to 5. 5 is the stun. That was pretty easy. You had to stun 40 different vehicles. I just cruised through that. You have 10 battles to do that. I did it in like 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah, because there's 15 aside. So
yeah,
if you get a third each time.
And you're using something with a decent splash radius, pretty good, and it loads every 17 seconds. So even in short games, I was able to stun a lot of different guys. So what you do is you prioritize stunning. It has to be different dudes.
Yeah.
So the big issue with a lot of these missions like this is I wasn't necessarily playing to win.
That was the other question I was going to come up to, because some of the missions, to get honours, you have to win the battle, whereas others you don't need to win.
Right.
So if your team doesn't win, if you and your team do not win the battle, you don't get the credits towards.
Well, none of these have anything to do with that. So I didn't care. All I did was look for the next new guy to pop up.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff you can do to stun people. You can hit a building behind them. Like say you're in a city map and you can't put the pipper on them. Yeah, just splash nearby them so it stuns them, and then move on to the next guy and stun them.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one was easy. Then we go to 6, and this is Confederate. Now this is the one I wasn't sure about because he said he could do it. And I'm thinking, well, Confederate's kind of hard to get. And I'm like, it's not hard to get. You only need to damage 6 people, at minimum of 6, and damage more people than anyone else on your team, which is easy to do with this. Once again, you're reloading every 17 seconds.
Right, so if you're playing to win, all you're going to do is every time something gets spotted, you just fire a shell at it and move on to the next one.
If you're going to do this, yeah.
If you're going to play to win, that.
Well, you're playing to finish the mission. Yeah. So all you got to do is hit as many different guys as you can. That actually works with the stun mission. That's why I said most of these battles I got Confederate anyway. But then you just prioritize. Like, all right, I'm not worried about anything. It's 50%, Wayne. I went 50%. Although all my numbers were up. We'll look at actually. It should be in there now for what it went down yesterday. We go to
Diablo says he's got the 279. He rarely plays it.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
It's a collector's thing. I would like to have it.
Yeah.
Stun for X seconds. This one did take me to, I want to say the 9th or 10th battle. I think it was the 9th battle I knocked it out. I actually, on the second, I got 300 seconds on the first battle. I was in like Malinovka or something. I just went ham. I was playing the second game yesterday morning, and someone's knocking at the door. Unbeknownst to me, my wife had invited some friends over for breakfast, and I was like 1 minute into the battle. Then she lets them in and says, "Hey, they're here. We're going to have breakfast." I'm like, "Okay, hey, how you doing?" And then she hairs off to the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, I got to go get ready." So she runs off. So they're standing in my living room. I'm like, well, So I got up and walked away.
How convenient this is.
Yeah, I walked up and I only got 30 seconds on that second game. Then it took me to the 9th. But anyway, this is pretty easy because you're just shooting stuff downrange, man.
All right.
That's 9. On 10, this was the one that made me laugh. 2 times your damage, or 2 times your hit points and damage. It's
Well, it's
900.
good to have the lowest hit point tank on the game. Then,
It's
isn't it?
900. All you got to do is 900. Dude, that's
Brilliant.
awesome.
Absolutely brilliant.
Now, I will tell you, a couple games I just barely got there, but it really wasn't that hard, and it certainly wasn't as hard as you might imagine a 279 early mission to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's 10. 11 is what I'm on now. That's just stunning people again. Oh, sorry, that's let people do 1,000 while you stun them.
What's the with honors conditions though? That's
1,300.
Is it all?
1,300.
Oh, is it really? So it's
Yeah.
not impossible then.
No.
All right.
Yeah, it's this is the only one that required any kind of real strategy because you kind of want to stun stuff that other people can hit.
Okay, so you're gonna aim it
Yeah,
shots where you're.
I mean, a couple times I sort of waited till I thought the other arty was loaded, and then I'd shot someone, and then they would hit him afterwards, or I'd shoot people right in front of the gross one where you feel evil is drop a bomb in a brawl.
Yeah.
You don't care if you hit your buddies because all you need, you just.
That's terrible.
It is terrible.
That is just
100% terrible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Actually, 8 was one I thought I could do. 8 was. Yeah, that's the module one. This one I'm not sure of. Well, I'll give it a shot. I think I can do it with it. And then last one was 14, which was damage 30 different enemy vehicles. That's going to be a cakewalk.
Right. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Lemon squeezy.
Yeah,
Major
absolutely.
Payne's coming up with. Major Payne obviously has a vested interest in it because he's coming up with a lot of additional info. You know what I mean? Reactor wants to know what equipment you're
I
running
will.
on that 3.8.
I went mega super try hard on this. I don't think you necessarily need this level of try hard, but I have a rammer. It's in the bonus slot, which does not help because it's a improved rammer. I have improved vents, and I'm running a gun laying drive. I have vent directive, and I'm running food. You can't see it, but I do have food. And brothers in arms. So I think the keys here are brothers in arms, food, vents, vent directive, rammer for sure. And this is kind of to taste whether you want to go gun laying drive or, I don't know, IRM. I don't think that's really, that might help a little bit as a dispersion thing. I really think
If I've got a directive slot, I normally put high octane fuel on it to get it moving around the place.
Yeah, but you don't care about moving. You just want to fire as fast and as accurately as possible. That's all you care about.
Right, okay. All right, yeah.
Remember, you're not trying to necessarily win or be super effective. Although I did have a decent time of it. Let's see how I did, actually. It should show up in my Hall of Fame thing because it was yesterday, so that should have updated. You can skip around missions, yeah. All right, here it is. So, actually, I only have 2 battles left. 52-23. Well, in 2 battles, provided I do anything near what I was, I'll be number 1 on the server.
Not one I'm playing this afternoon, you won't be, mate. I'm in there now.
Oh, man. So
That's
I did...
terrible.
Look, okay, so it took 28 battles. I probably undersold that a little bit. I was 53%, so okay. Average experience 905. Average damage 1181. Assist 1540.
Yeah,
So there you go.
yeah. There's one mission that Major Payne was saying is almost impossible to get done. Where is it?
For Alliance?
Yeah, simple geometry mission is nearly impossible.
That's the bounce one?
Is that the one?
Probably. Simple geometry. Yeah, I remember that. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's the internal. That's why I'm going to try that. I know HE's been nerfed in terms of stuff it damages. Well, I'm going to see. I think I can get 25. And remember, it's internal, so tracks don't count. I don't even think.
Does it include the crew?
Yes.
So it's crew and modules.
Modules or crew, yeah. Totaling at least 25.
You should even after the HE nerf, you should.
I don't know. It's internal, though, too, so tracks don't count. And
Yeah.
I don't think division slots count. I don't even think they count.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say the commander's vision and all that lot.
Yeah.
No. All right. Cool. 500 games trying to get it, said Major Payne.
Now, while doing this, I don't care really if I get it with honors. I would like to because I'd like the goodies. But really the point is to clear this out and get to 15.
Right.
Because the overall strategy for the 279 guys is to have all of your orders, is that what they're called? Campaign orders saved up. I currently have 7. You can get 8 total.
Yeah.
What I need to do right now, so the other part of my plan is I have to finish Alliance 15 with honors and get my order. And that's the 6,500. So and destroy 5 and win. I've been close a couple times, but so once I do that, I will have 9 or 8 orders.
Right.
So then what you have to do, because what you need is you want 9 orders. I'll have 8. Then I finish Alliance. I get this one with honors. Again, not an easy task, but doable. No, then I have 9, and then I unlock all 3 of the others with orders, and I don't have to worry about them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No, that sounds like a plan. Oh God.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't even go. I'm going to do this artillery thing, but I'm like, I don't know where I am with any of that, so I'm going to have to look through it.
Yeah, I will, Major Payne. Appreciate it. And I think, a lot of those were pretty straightforward. Obviously, the arty ones are arty, so you're going to play an arty and you're going to try to do enough damage. The other ones are pretty straightforward too. You just need to get Confederate or whatever it is, block stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is a complete shortcut to all of the ones I've done so far. I mean, I sat down in one day in 28 battles, and I did 4 of them with honors.
Wow. You got to say, we've said this 100 times before.
There was no skill there. There was no skill.
No,
none.
We've said this. When a company puts a game out there, irrespective of how they think it'll go, the player base will find a way to either simplify it, make it more whatever. You know what I mean? You can't put it out there, make it live, and then expect that the missions will run how it's supposed to. People will work it out, and that's the great thing about this game, is that people will take the time out to work it out and throw a YouTube video out about it. So well, but you're gonna have to shower twice a day now to clean that dirt off itself.
That's I am not even sad about it. I give no. Well, that's a bummer. Major Payne says it's hard to do, so he's tried it with the arty. All right, well, I'll give it a shot, but I believe you, but I always have to try. We'll see what happens. I don't think this means I'm going to have the 279 anytime soon. I've still, that 6,500 win and kill 5 has defeated me multiple times. I did it without honors, but I have to have it with honors to get the order. So I have to do all of the requirements, and that's not easy. 6,500 is not an easy thing, and the other missions are not easy. There's some bouncing missions, some other crap. So I don't think it means I'm going to have the 279 early by the end of the week. But I just thought it was an interesting thing I'd throw out there for you guys if you want to try to.
Yeah, and I mean that basically breaks the back of it, doesn't it? Because then you're left with whatever it is and use whatever tank you use to do it. So you've broken the back of that.
Well, and that was the thing, because I've mentioned it multiple times. Like, I don't know which one of those 4 I'm going to try to get through. I know I have to get through 1.
Yeah.
And it turns out this is probably the one that I'm going to get through the fastest. So I've sort of in my mind decided that we're gonna this is the one we'll do all the way through to honors. And once I finish the last Chimera mission with honors I need, then I will have everything I need to unlock the thing.
Yeah. Got a question from C Player. Any suggestions for the SPG 15 on the T55A? I'm not there, so I can't really help with that.
T55A SPG 15. Boom. And it is. Oof. Yeah, that one. Oh, that's TD. Never mind. SPG. I'm looking at TD. Stop it. All right. We want SPG. All right. There we go. Yeah, that's going to take a big game. Top experience in arty. A couple things will help you. I actually have a few videos that are kind of old now. and things have changed since they've changed the arty stuff. But try to hit tanks that are dark.
Oh yes, absolutely.
When tanks go dark, you don't share the XP. So clearly you need a big game. 2700, that's I would probably use something like a 5355 or one of the tier 10s. I think a 5355 is about the best you can do.
Yeah. And you'd have to have the right game for that.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's impossible. Sorry, excuse me. But think about what you have to do to get experience, because you need to be top experience. Hit dark tanks, you don't share the experience.
Yeah.
If you're having a big game, say you're at, you look at it and go, holy cow, I've got my 3,000 damage, we're winning. You can see the assistance, right? Damage with, is that assistance or while stunned? A stunning or immobilizing, so both.
Right.
When you're seeing that big game and you're getting towards the end, press the W key and go try to shotgun somebody.
Yeah.
Like, don't throw yourself away if you still have shots, but if you're getting towards that end game and you have an opportunity to shoot somebody close, that's going to be more experience.
Yeah,
and
especially if he's dark at the time and you spot him. Not that that's likely in an artillery.
Well, what I'm talking about is TD mode, because now you're inside 300. You're not sharing experience XP because you see the thing you're shooting, and it can get you extra damage. So what I see is a lot of people in arty just are going to continue to hide and sit in the back. But if you're having a big game and you look at it and go, I think I'm close, then get your butt out there, get a ram.
Absolutely.
Maybe you get the spotting. Like, say there's a scout or something running around, go find him. And maybe you get some experience and maybe even shotgun them at the same time, and you get some spotting and assist damage because you're the guy who went out and found them. And that's why I like the 53-55, because it's mobile. It will get around.
Yeah, well, and that's a good point. And Diablo sort of says that as well. He says if you learn where the particular TD spots are on each map, you can blind fire those spots. You know, the bushes that we all know where.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Dark. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. If you got nothing else going on, or maybe your first shot early before everything gets settled down, find one of those early spots they can get to, or a light tank, and nuke it. And that's free experience. I get number one experience. I won't say all the time in arty, but it's fairly common for me to be in the top 3, if not number 1, because that's the kind of stuff that I do.
Yeah.
But that being said, this is not easy, especially now. I thought it was really super easy before the arty nerf, but it's not easy now.
No, not now.
All right. Cool. So that's all that. That's enough of that stuff. Good luck. Good luck with you.
You dirty arty player.
Dirty. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about, a little small thing. Update 1.16.1 is coming soon. It's in the 3rd iteration of the common test. I would expect it in the next couple weeks. I'm trying to think of when.
They've got to fit it in between stuff, haven't they?
Well, is it going to have to be as part of the 4th chapter? So I would assume.
Well, I was going to say after Battle Pass is finished, surely.
Well,
29?
Preload's,
I've got the preload as well, C player.
So it's soon. Yeah. It's soon. It's definitely soon. But the K2 is a Russian heavy tank, and the SHPTK-TVP, which is the first TD of the Czech line. So you play things this next week. That's probably about right. Are both out of super tests. So possible players for the 4th chapter thing. Don't know.
Yeah.
I
guess it's got to run through. Well, does it have to run through common test? No, it's been in super test. They don't have to run it.
Well, I don't know. The article I read said they're ready. I don't know if that means they're ready to go to the next common test, or if they're finished, or what. The other thing that came to mind as soon as I saw that, I'm like, all right, are we going to all of a sudden, because of all these development studios closing, are we all of a sudden going to get a bunch of release stuff that hasn't been properly tested? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Tap is saying Tuesday. Yeah, I would believe that.
Tuesday.
Oh, this Tuesday. Okay. Well, there you go.
Quick. Okay.
The last thing then I have is Kajzu, I think is his name. Another YouTuber has a pretty good video talking about the dumbing down of the game.
Yeah.
And he's kind of keyed in. Well, he's keyed on a lot of stuff that's gone on in the last, I would say, couple years, a little bit longer actually. the drive to make everything easier. Some of it, I think people would say, is just quality of life improvements, but ultimately what it does is it does dumb down the game, so that higher tier experience and knowledge level becomes less useful. The current one, I think what kind of caused him to say it is the outline thing that's coming up, which that's a skill that, and it's a hard won skill over time, trying to figure out and know what can my ammo go through, what can it not go through, what's hiding the silhouette, how do I find the silhouette, how do I find the weak spots, how do I do all these things. And he made a kind of a good point, that he actually said, now we've got this highlight thing which nobody asked for.
Yeah, see, that's right. For me, you gain, I want to call it muscle memory, but brain muscle memory.
Sure.
So by playing the game over, like you've done it 11 years, I've played it 9 years, you gain this automatic reaction to the tank that you see in front of you. You know what tank it is. You sort of know exactly where the weak points are. You sort of know the terrain. You know that particular building is destructible, or that box is, or whatever. Because that's what skill is. It's the collation of information that sits in the subconscious when you do this game, or any other thing you do. To take that away means that people can come in, and I'm not knocking people coming in and just doing it, but people can come in and not have that learning experience, which is the challenge of this game for me. For me, it's the challenge of learning and learning and learning. And if it's just switch it on, press WASD, click your mouse button, what's the point?
Right.
What's the point?
I mean, I know there's people on both sides of that fence, and I happen to be closer, I would say, probably on your side with that. There's no question that a lot of the things that they've added, the word dumbing down is kind of unfortunate. I happen to believe that's kind of what it is, and it immediately puts people on the other side on the defensive. Right? I'm not dumb, and that kind of thing. But
yeah.
Whatever I'll just keep using dumbing down. It's not an insult against the people.
Well, no, it's not an insult.
It's not an insult against people who like. Yeah, it's not an insult against people who like the changes, but. The point of his video, and what I've actually been saying this for years, I've said it on this show multiple times. I don't like these changes that decrease the top end skill level.
Yeah.
The outline. Let's give everybody 6 cents. Now I realize that's not necessarily a skill level, but that is a grinding thing, and it makes the game easier. What are some of the other things that have happened in the recent past?
Well, the Diablo says the reticle showing where you can pen.
Yeah.
Remember when it never showed? There wasn't a color change. Yeah.
So it's all been little things that, taken separately, people go, oh yeah, that's a good idea, that's cool. But when you add them all together, the top end skill level ceiling is decreased a little bit, because that's one piece of knowledge I don't have to have anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, we talk about this game being a chess game, so rather than hash the old words again, but it is very much a game where you need to learn the moves, the skills. You need to gain the skills. You need to apply some form of learning technique to get better at the game, if that's what you want to do. I mean, if you just want to sit around and rage around the map doing your thing, that's fine. But if you want to, if your way of playing this game and getting enjoyment is by increasing your skill level by learning, when you take all those little things away, it becomes a big thing that's been taken away, and you end up in a situation where it's like NASCAR or GTA, just run around being stupid all day long.
Yeah. Here's the one that's really started me off on that whole idea. Now I just remembered what it was. It's when we removed team damage.
Oh yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, team damage.
And I know I said that multiple times. I'm sure people who are watching the show today remember me saying that I didn't like it because I didn't like how it reduced skill requirements.
Yeah, awareness.
Yeah, being careful, paying attention to shot discipline stuff. And those are terms that are real world terms. And this is a pixel tank. I get it, game. But I'm talking about in terms of the game and skill. There was actually a skill, and I would do this all the time. I would, use my tank to get in the way of things potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
or you could hide behind enemy tanks, or there's a lot of things you could do with the fact that there was team damage.
Team damage, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
but then they took it away, so you no longer had to pay that close of attention. Or you tuck up against an enemy tank, get nice and close to it, and his buddies would hit him because it was
that's
harder.
it. And artillery couldn't go anywhere near it.
Yeah,
He
he would
flashed.
nuke. Yeah, so now you just get splashed or
Yeah.
stunned or whatever.
Yeah. There's some good points coming up from Diablo, Randall, and Sutek there. They're just saying basically because it's not as complicated, albeit that's not only bringing in newer players, it's retaining other players because it's making it easier to play. There is that point. I see that point.
Yeah, but you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the top level is less interesting.
Yeah. That's the point we're making. You can spend a long time at this game getting the skill set and the skill level to enjoy it and be good. That's why maybe the other way to do this is not to introduce tier 10 players allowed down at tier 4, 5s or whatever. You know what I mean? How would you do that? Don't have the experienced players seal clubbing.
I think Cliffy just articulated that's a good general statement. I would tend to agree with that, and it kind of encapsulates what I'm sort of talking about.
Right? Yeah.
The more generic it becomes, the less top end skill. This has always been. I mean, I've been around this game for 11 years. I've kept playing because it's been endlessly interesting and difficult to master. And it's a lot like golf. There's just always something else to learn. There's so much content and stuff to dig through to get towards that top end. And I realize that not every gamer is into that.
No.
Which is why we get this more generic shooter thing, and which is why they brought these guys in. It's been a long time now. What was it, 6 years or so? They really changed up the development team.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah, they really changed up the development team to try to get it away from this very peculiar grognard's kind of fantasy game. Not fantasy as in it's fantasy content, but it's the fantasy of the hardcore grognard to have this really weird, game with these strange mechanics that just take a lot of effort to learn.
Yeah.
And the idea then to open up the aperture and bring in a lot more customers. Yeah. But when you get towards the top end, then people start to get bored with that and they move on. So it's a balance. It's not like you can't have both worlds really. They're trying to do as best they can. So
I mean, for me being sort of a middle ranking player, I guess the effect for me isn't as great as it would be for some of the top level players and people like yourself and that. But for me, it feels like it's going to give me an advantage. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But then the other part of me is saying, well, okay, that's one less thing that I have to think about. So where's the enjoyment in learning that then?
Right.
I love the fact that I can go around a map. I mean, I go into training rooms quite a lot to see which buildings are destructible.
Well,
I will around a map, just driving through buildings to see which ones are. So I know when I get into that map, I know I can shoot through that.
Well, when you say it's going to be an advantage, I promise you, it is more of an advantage for a very good player.
Oh, it will.
The top end players are going to leverage that to many further levels than. So really, ultimately, it's not really helping the new players that much versus people who can leverage it better. None of this stuff is used better by a bad player.
No, that's a good point, actually. Very good point. It will be an advantage used. It's like everything else, like we said, people will find a way to do stuff, and very good players will go, well, that's better for me because I know exactly where I'm putting my shot now.
Well, I've seen good players use some of that, like fence posts and stuff against me when they knew I was shooting heat at them. They'll angle right, or they'll kind of make it harder to get to, and they're behind the wall or the whatever.
Behind the wall or behind a part of a building.
Yep.
As you are quite right, or some sort of structure that is going to take the HE shot.
Now that mechanic is still there, but it'll be a little harder to use because they'll have a better idea, what's in the way. Because I have definitely shot heat rounds and just lost them into brick walls.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You watch a heat round, even sometimes when it impacts a tank, it just splashes, doesn't. But Sutek makes a very, very good point, and it's something I was going to come to anyway. The game mechanics are what they are, and it's great that they are quite detailed, and it is like a chess game. You've got to learn all the different nuances, but it's not helped, exactly what Sutek says, it's not helped by, there isn't a comprehensive detailed guide created by Wargaming for you to study and get that knowledge and apply it to a training room and so on. It's all about learning while playing. Now, that's not a bad thing. You learn on the hoof. But it wouldn't be nice if you could have some form of package that, better than the thing they do when you start as a new player. But wouldn't it be nice to have something you could, like a reference manual? You know, you can go to tab 7 says this about destructibles.
There's a lot of stuff out there like that.
Yeah,
I think, not insulting anyone personally. Volpimatic, what's happening? Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Again, this is not aimed at anyone individually or in particular. I think people talk a lot of smack about how they wish there was a really good guide, and I think very few of them would ever actually do or read the guide.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would actually.
Because they're too busy playing the game and trying to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody. But I mean,
I'm probably the worst culprit for that.
I do the same thing. I'm like,
processes. Yeah.
How does this work? I need a guide. And then, 14 seconds into reading the guide, this guide's boring. I want to go play the game.
I just want to go play. Absolutely.
But that's kind of
Vulpine Mac.
Right on, Vulpine.
Is it not? It's not Vulpamatic. I think you called him.
I'm going to call him the Vulpinatic.
Vulpamatic.
Vulpine Mac. What is Vulpine? That's
Is it? I don't know. Is it something to do with animals?
I can't remember what that means. Yeah, no one reads the quest text. You just want to know where it is and what you got to kill.
Oh dear.
Fox. That's right. Foxes.
Foxes. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to read the quest text.
Yeah, just as a tangent, that's exactly my gaming stance. I have played Destiny in the past. My son is one of the alpha and beta testers for Destiny, so he's got a fairly extensive knowledge of the game.
Right.
And he's sat on my shoulder when I started the game. And he's going, right, you need to do this. I said, no, I can't be arsed with all that. Can I just not go? Why am I coming into the same screen every time I load in? I want to go and go all those other places. He goes, no, you've got to go through the process. You go, I don't want to do that. I want to read. It's bollocks. And he goes, I give up, Dad. Playing it. If you're not going to do it properly, don't play it.
Yeah, Gator, 100% maps. All this is all fine, but how come we don't have more maps? I don't get that. Yeah, Overlord Prime. Holy cow! If you want to understand the actual nuts and bolts as far as he can delve into, which is pretty deep, without actually knowing everything in the code, that's the guy, man. He has done some serious digging into stuff, and there's a lot of guides on very specific and detailed information.
Yeah.
Game settings, yeah.
Game settings, that's a big deal. I remember, I can't remember who it was now, the guy who does all the brain work. Oh, what's his name? Very clever with the stats and everything. CC, I can't remember.
13 Disciple?
That's him, 13 Disciple.
Yeah, Wayne got it.
Yeah, exactly, Wayne. He does an awful lot of detailed information, which is cool. If you want to sit through it and watch it, which I don't.
Four Tankers does it as well, without any frills or memes.
Yeah, there's people out there who can go into detail like that and get you a better understanding. It's well worth watching. But there's no substitute for real time doing it. As long as you understand why you got penned, or why you got ammo racked, or why you died very quickly because you were. And that's one of the things about learning about this game, is that your positional play is critical. So if you position and then do the old peek and poke, but you're at the wrong angle, you're going to die very quickly doing that, especially at the higher tiers. But it takes time to learn that stuff.
I think
you can be told that every day.
Yeah, I think
it takes.
Four Tankers has slowed down because he got a new job, I believe. I saw a video. He mentioned that.
C Player says he watches us. You get no help watching me, mate.
So it's a good example. You know, you just mentioned something about where'd that shot go or why did it get pinned. On my last, I don't think you were actually. Maybe you were because we were platooned. I think I don't remember actually, but if it was one or two streams ago, there was a G-SOAR I was trying to shoot with my KPZ 50T. I took a shot and I'm like, where the hell did that shot go? It just disappeared. So I saved it and I went back to it and I was doing a Miserable Monday video for tomorrow. And I slowed it down. I went, oh yeah, this is that battle. Let me see where that shot went. I slowed it down. I'm like, well, there it goes. It went right over him. It just missed, and because it didn't hit the ground and there wasn't anything relatively nearby for it to hit and give an indication where it was, when you slow it down, you see it just go right over his back deck and just kind of sails high, and it goes off into the ether. There's nothing for it to hit, and there was no immediate feedback, and it's going so fast you just miss it in the heat of the moment, right? So it was there. It wasn't a ghost shot. It looked like that while I was playing, but when you slow it down and you investigate, you look into the actual what happened. Then there was another one where I got. This one was crazy, but I mean, I guess I understand how it worked. I was in my 59G, and I was looking pretty far down, shooting a 52 LAS, I think.
Right.
Shooting him, and he's pretty significantly look up. I'm up on a bridge. Well, he just swings his turret or his gun at me, points at my hatch, and fires and goes right through it. Even though it's like way looking, but you look at the You look at it, it's like right into the 59's hatch, which is not a very big hatch, and he's look up, which was weird, but that's how he pinned it.
Yeah. The other, I mean, we'll come back to what C-Player and what the guys are saying about BP tank and all the rest of it in a minute. The other thing that Guido's bladder is the I've seen videos where the shot has hit a tank, ricocheted, and killed another tank. So the mechanics behind the shots are amazing. It's you know what, I love that sort of thing. That in most games it would just be ricocheted and nothing happens. But
I learned that
it's actually then damaged another tank.
I learned that a long time ago. I actually went to the forums and asked the question. Like, hey, I was sitting next to somebody and he got hit and I died. Did they ricochet? And they're like, oh yeah, check the replay. So I went back to the replay. It was a T-34 that went off the guy's turret, and I'm in my Type 59. And I think I got ammo racked or some crazy shit, but it bounced and hit me, and I exploded. But I slowed down and went, well, I'll be danged.
That's what that is. Yeah. That's what that is, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I'll be danged.
I just love the whole fact of that, though. I don't love it when it happens to me, but the fact of the mechanics in the game means somebody's thought about that. Some developer has gone, okay, what happens to a ricocheted shell? Well, if another tank's in the way, the other tank is going to get it. Simple as that.
Yep.
And the angle's calculated and everything else.
But when it happens to you, it's total luck on their side, and when you do it, it's total skill.
It's skill. It is skill that I ricochet purposely off his.
I meant to do that.
Kill you.
Yeah. You miss 100% of ricochets. You never ricochet.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Also, also tomorrow we're gonna revisit the 279 early exploding in one shot.
Yeah.
Woo. There was a question. Yeah. There was a question on the forum about the
BP tanks.
279. Oh, I'll get that second. The 279 early. What was the maximum hit points? And I forgot. I thought it was 2,400, but actually, isn't there hardening, right?
Oh, you can put hardening on it.
That increases hit points. Does anything else increase hit points? 2640. Oh, I got to do this. So we do that. Apply that. That's 2720. And then we got to go with, there's something that gives hit points, right? This one gives hit points. There we go. We apply that. And so the top is 2780. Does that sound right to everybody? Is there anything else I'm missing? Or is there any other hit point increasing thing? I think that's everything.
Wow.
So that's pretty good.
That puts it right up there, though, doesn't it? With
So what happens if I... And that's in the... Oh, that's the bonus slot too, so that should be a little extra bonus. So that has to be the top configuration hit points wise right there, 2780. Unless I'm missing something else that adds, and I don't think so. So that's pretty cool.
2780. Good grief.
So what was the question about the battle pass, the 2 top ones? I don't know, man. This is a good question.
Yeah.
I am waiting until I can get the Cobra first, and then I'll grab the other one second.
Yeah.
They've gone through multiple iterations. I haven't looked at the stats lately. They've gone back and forth, so I don't know what it looks like, to be honest. Very frustrating. Got ammo rack killed multiple times from full health. Yeah, the 279 does tend to get ammo racked. I guess you would. Well, hardening should help that, right?
Yeah, I think hardening decreases the. Is it fire or ammo rack? I can't remember. Or damage to internal modules.
Vehicle suspension load, hull damage. No, it's the other one. It's modified configuration.
Right.
Yeah, modified configuration.
Yeah,
modified configuration will help you not blow up. There's also, is there an ammo rack thing? No, that's where that
you've also got crew skills that'll deal with some of that as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can minimize, but you're using a slot, you know.
Yeah.
That could be otherwise used for something offensive.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing all that like you guys can see it, but I'm sitting here in the coffee shop. Sorry.
Well, the guys are actually saying. I mean, Pig's saying that the 279 needs a field mod that gives it wheels. Yeah, absolutely. It needs wheels.
God, I hit a wheeled tank. What was I running? Something, I shot HE at it, hit it in the wheel, and it did nothing. That was awesome. It sounded right. Thanks, Cliffy.
No, but the thing about wheelies, it is frustrating when you shoot it and it does nothing, but actually, conversely, it is so satisfying when you kill one of those little buggers. You know?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You just one-shot it off the map. Go away! Boom! Oh, I'm so happy now. I don't care if we lose this game now.
Yeah. Safe stowage plus the corresponding directive is another option. Yeah, that would probably do it too. If you're just trying to deal with the ammo rack.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Pilgrim, did you have a contest?
Oh, I do. Yes. Sorry. It is right. It's a contest, everybody.
Right, well,
yeah, everybody. It's a contest. So Wiki fingers at the ready. Get them going. For 500 gold, it's a 3-part question. I need all 3 parts of the answer in one go, not 3, not one. You know, like you sometimes do it, guys. You know, you give me one answer, then 10 minutes later, after you've been to Wiki, you do it again. So all 3 parts of the answer needs to be in the one shot as you answer thing, whatever. Anyway, right, okay. It's about flamethrowers. There was a thing on the forum some time back about why don't we introduce flamethrowers into the world of tanks? That would be like introducing wheeled tanks. Oh, they've already done that. Never mind. However, the question is about flamethrowers. All right. So it's a 3-part question. Bick, Ronson, and Zippo, you are so close, Cliffy. You don't know how close you are with those answers, I can tell you. So here we go. Get your wiki fingers going. For 500 gold, EU or NA only. Sorry, Sutek. I do apologise. I can't help you, my friend. I wish I could. Anyway, here we go. So, part 1 of the question. Who invented the flamethrower? That's part 1. Or what nation, if you want to call it a nation, or what group of people invented the flamethrower?
I almost blurted it out, but I think I know that anyway. Okay, go ahead.
Part 2. Germany. Part 2. When and what year, just the year, did China adopt the flamethrower as a weapon? There is a bespoke year that China adopted the flamethrower as a weapon. That's China. And then the final part is, in the United States, there is only 2 states in the whole of the United States that restrict ownership of flamethrowers. Apparently, the other 48 states, you can have them. You can have them. You can have them as a garden prop. There's no licensing for them at all. But there are 2 states in the United States that restrict, not ban, restrict the use of flamethrowers in your backyard. I can't imagine why you would do that. Okay, so just very quickly, Who invented the flamethrower? What year did China adopt it as a weapon? And which 2 states is the ownership of flamethrowers restricted? There you go. Look, yeah, I'm sorry, Sutek. I would really like, well, the Gatey, you're close, but not close enough, unfortunately. I'm not even going to say.
We're all about the pro podiums, though. Not big fans of it.
Pro podiums, not the anti-podium one. Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Who got it?
There you go. There you are. TL Wiz. Look at that. When you say Byzantine Empire, I will accept that because it is part of the Greek Empire, and it was like it's called Greek Fire for obvious reasons.
It's Greek Fire, yeah. If you go to the
Empire was that.
If you go to the Greek Fire Wikipedia, it says that. In the flamethrower Wikipedia, it just says first deployed by the Byzantine Empire in 7th century.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really mention that that version was Greek Fire.
No, if you dig into the article, you can do the blue links.
And that's what I came up with immediately. I'm like,
Greek Fire,
Greek Fire,
absolutely. It was Byzantine Empire was technically Greek anyway. It was the Trojans and all the rest of it. So
they're not sure.
Well done, TL Wiz is the winner, and yes, California and Maryland, the 2 states that that you have to have some form of licensing to have a flamethrower, which actually the concerning thing about that is there's 48 states where you can just rock around in a flamethrower all day long. Nobody gives a toss.
America.
Yes, you can have a biscuit recipe, TL Wiz. I'll send it to you.
Flamethrowers for all my friends. I don't think they actually know exactly what Greek Fire was. At least it was primarily used on ships, wasn't it? Yeah.
They used to have ships and
But multiple people have tried to figure out exactly what it was. I think some have general guesses, but it was.
I guess it would be. I mean, because there was no way of refining oil back then. I'm assuming. You don't know, do you? So I guess it was just whatever seeped out the ground.
Some incendiary gel or liquid or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Bag of sugar in it. Am I giving secrets away now?
That would suck.
Napalm.
That would suck, being on a ship and having a bunch of liquid fire thrown all over your ship.
Wouldn't it just? Yeah, you'd have to jump off to put yourself out, wouldn't you?
Be Lord Nelson with one arm and one eye.
I know, yeah. That's terrible, that, isn't it?
Got poked out by a flamethrower.
Yeah, there's a little bit of got poked out by a flamethrower. Yeah. So guys, go out today and buy yourself a flamethrower, unless you live in California or Maryland.
Well, that's where I think Wildfire from Game of Thrones, that was the inspiration, obviously. Greek Fire, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it was green in Game of Thrones, right? And somewhat...
It was green, yes.
It was green, yeah.
It was chemical, wasn't it?
Battle of the Blackwater. There you go, Cliffy, yep. Worked great on the Blackwater. Awesome, man. Well, you got anything else? We've been at it for a couple hours, so we're going to let everybody go have their Sunday.
It's about. We're definitely doing it next Sunday anyway, aren't we? So.
We are, yeah. We'll be back next Sunday at 7, guys. It'll be Easter Sunday. We'll do a coffee talk and then release everybody to church or whatever you do.
Cool. Ambo's got a quick question for you.
Oh, it's got a question. Have you seen the increased players stating RNG seems biased on a team where... Oh, boy, man.
That's a whole kettle of fish.
No, I don't really believe that, to be honest. I think it gets. I think when you're losing, it's going to naturally look bad because you're losing.
Yeah.
Grumpy old man. I have often thought of that, and I think there was some discussion about that years and years ago. There was a couple times when Wargaming kind of alluded to the fact that they sort of wanted to bring it all together at some point, but they never really did.
That would be a War Thunder thing, wouldn't it? And I guess
that's basically what War Thunder is, right? Yeah. Do they have ships? I don't even know if they have ships.
I'm not sure if they have ships, but they certainly bring the planes in, don't they? So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be interesting.
I mean, you get nuked by artillery already. Would you really want, an 8-inch ship's gun lobbing them over the map to take you out? You wouldn't want that, would you?
Yeah, so the guys are saying they have ships. So basically, yeah, they've got everything.
And I think probably Wargaming going, well, somebody's already doing that. What's the point?
Frontline is coming, didn't they? Did they not? I thought they advertised Frontline. I'm pretty sure.
I remember
this
reading
month,
something.
right?
Yeah, I remember reading something.
Yeah, where's the April article? Extravaganza for. Has somebody already? Has somebody already put it in there?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, imagine that pig. Imagine the Unicum player absolutely threaded by an 18-inch gun. Yeah, we've got 80. We got 16-inch, Todd. We've got 16 as well.
I thought Frontline was advertised, but I don't see it right now. They're going to have that art of strategy thing included in 161.16.1.
Yeah.
So that's probably first, and then Frontline. I could have swore there was a date. Does anybody have the date?
No, I've read somewhere.
I can't remember what it is. But my understanding is there's only 3 Frontlines this year. Yeah, the Yamamoto was 18 inches. Yep.
It may be a case, Ambo. It may be a case, but again, it's one of those. Yeah, it's a perception thing, I think.
It is only going to be tier 8.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we do know that the tier 9s are gone.
I have read somewhere because I remember now they've increased the first base capture time by 15 seconds from 2 minutes 15 to 2 minutes.
There was an article about it. That's right. There was an article. Oh, you know what? I think it was in the patch notes for the patch.
Patch notes for the patch. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because they changed some of the maps around too. So there's some changes to the maps. There's some changes to the timing. It is being worked on in 1.16.1. So
yeah.
But there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. There's that. There's the 4th chapter. There's what else? The thing going on, for the anniversary, all that good stuff.
There's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yep. All right.
Just checking TL just before you finish. I'm checking. I've got TL's details.
Okay.
Just whisper them again, TL, because I've probably got you, but I'd have to scroll down an awful lot because you keep winning stuff. Wait, I'm not joking. Just whisper your in-game name and server, mate. Please.
Cool. All right, man. That is all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim signing off from the correct side of the Atlantic.
See you guys. Have a good one. Enjoy your Sunday.